We've all heard a lot about the HANS device, the head and neck restraint system designed to help prevent the violent whiplash effect drivers can feel in a hard crash. The HANS is not new. In fact, brothers-in-law Robert Hubbard and Jim Downing came up with the idea nearly 16 years ago after Downing injured his neck in a road racing crash.
The average and generally accepted number for doing damage to your head and neck area is 750 pounds of strain. And what this means is, in a wreck where you stop suddenly, your head weighs more than it does normally. Say you have a 12-pound head, if you stop at 50 G's, it's 12 times 50. Well, it's 600 pounds, okay? You're right near the threshold of injury there. You put a helmet on, it's another 3 pounds, and race drivers typically crash at 60, 70, 80, and some over in Indy cars, especially over 100 G's. And we're going to find out in NASCAR, I think, shortly, what they really crash at. Your head can weigh, in a big-time wreck, it can weigh 1,500 pounds. Well, that's a lot more than 700 pounds threshold for injury. What happens then is your head is whipped forward, this tremendous load is put on your neck muscles and your spine and the base of your skull, where we know that several drivers this last year died of a basilar skull fracture, and that if the accident's bad enough, you're damaged there. And in fact, these forces happen at much lower speeds than most of us think. You see a NASCAR car going 180 miles an hour and have a wreck, and the announcer will say, well, he had a wreck at 180 miles an hour. Not really. He was going down the track this way at 180 miles an hour. The vector actually into the wall may be 40 or 50 or 60 miles an hour. In fact, a 60-mile-an-hour crash is a huge crash. It's almost as bad as you ever see.
In comes the HANS device, short for head and neck restraint system. Early models of the HANS started as large and very uncomfortable pieces of equipment. But over the past 15 years, creator Dr. Robert Hubbard, a biomechanical engineer, along with manufacturer Jim Downing, have something drivers are now more comfortable with in the race car.
We probably did 30 models from 85 to 91 when we started selling them. And then that model evolved for the next 10 years until we finally came up with this new small model that was much more acceptable to racers. Everything on the device is, we have designed so that these rivets on this clip on the helmet are stronger than the device. This strap is stronger than the device. This buckle, this quick release buckle, is stronger than the device. We want the device to fail first, and that way it absorbs energy in a controlled manner, and when it breaks or cracks, you know you've been in a huge wreck, but that energy is absorbed in the device and not in your neck.